Hello and welcome to Standard Voice Television Global News today, 9 June 2026. Equivalent to Islamic calendar, 23rd Zulhijjah, 1447 after Hijrah. I am Hamida Muhammad Idris. In the headlines. President Tinubu harps on fight against terrorism and other criminalities threatening Nigeria's security. INEC dismisses media claims of issuing access code to parties for uploading particulars. Police launched rescue operation for 39 kidnapped persons in Zamfara State. On the international scene, World Health Organization alerts Ebola outbreak in Congo hits 500 cases. And on sports update, Falcons beat Senegal in second leg ahead of Women's Africa Cup of Nations. These are more news to be coming to you in the bulletin. Thank you for joining and now the news in details. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has applauded security personnel for their courage and sacrifices in the fight against terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and other security threats across Nigeria. Tinubu, in a message addressed to members of the armed forces and other security agencies on his X handle, commended troops serving on the front lines, describing them as a shield protecting innocent citizens and preserving the nation's peace and stability. He also acknowledged the difficult conditions under which security personnel operate, noting that they serve in forests and roads and forward operating bases in the air, in the creeks, and across challenging terrains to safeguard the country. The president also extended his appreciation beyond the military to officers and personnel of the Police Department of State Services, DSS, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Intelligence Services, Local Security Formations, and others working to keep the nation secure. The Nigerian leader also paid tribute to the families of security personnel, recognizing the emotional burden of long deployment and uncertainties associated with services. In another development, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sworn in Joseph Svtv as Minister of Power and Shola Enikonanye as Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. The special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, in a statement said the ceremony took place at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, in the presence of the ministers, spouses, and senior government officials. The two ministers were nominated by Tinubu on May 5, 2026, following the resignation of former Prime Minister Adebayo Adelabu and former Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tugar, both of whom stepped down to pursue elective office. The Senate screened and confirmed both nominees following the May 6. Svtv and Shola are the second set of ministers to be inducted into the Federal Executive Council since the Secretary to the Government of Federation in March 2026 issued a circular directing all ministers with political ambitions to resign before the primaries. Independent National Electoral Commission INEC has denied media report of sending access code to political parties to start uploading the names and particulars of their candidates for the 2027 general elections. The National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Jagunda Haruna Mohammed, was quoted as saying that INEC has provided the party led by Abdurrahman Mohammed with the access code. A move, he said, validates the legitimacy of the party leadership. However, National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Mohammed Haruna, also said no code has been issued to the parties. Meanwhile, the Kabiru Turaki-led faction of the PDP have reportedly also protested the issuance of the access code to the Mohammed-led leadership. The revised schedule of activities released by INEC for the elections indicate that the parties are expected to start collecting the access code from 9 a.m. on the 27th June for the presidential and National Assembly elections and 18 July for the governorship and state houses of assembly election. So on On election, Nigerian Democratic Congress (NDC) has disclosed resolutions aimed at consolidation in internal party structures, promoting accountability and strengthening party supremacy to institutionalize the party. The National Publicity Secretary of the party, Osa Direct, announced the decisions in a statement following the second meeting of the National Executive Committee. According to the party, it is committed to building a strong and enduring institution and ensuring the government elected on its platform remain accountable to the party structure. The statement also added that the program's policies and appointment except personal staff of all government elected on the platform of the party must be made in consultations with the party structure. In another development, the African Democratic Congress (ADC) has set up mobilization of residents to vote for its candidate, Dari Bajide, with a door-to-door campaign with the June 20th date for the Ekiti State governorship election fast approaching. The government has raised alarm over the growing burden of foodborne diseases in Nigeria, disclosing that Svtv causes more than 53,000 deaths and about 15 million illnesses annually across the country. Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Isaac Salaku, disclosed this in Abuja during a ministerial press briefing to mark the 2026 World Food Safety Day, warning that the contaminated food remains a major public health threat with devastating consequences for children and national development. He added that Nigeria's lost estimated 4.26 million years of healthy life every year due to foodborne diseases through illness, disability, and premature deaths. According to Salako, the impact of unsafe food extends beyond mortality and hospitalization, significantly affecting children's growth, development, and future productivity. The minister's warning followed newly released estimates by the World Health Organization, WHO, which indicate that unsafe food causes approximately 866 million illnesses and 1.5 million deaths globally every year. The news is coming to you on Standard Voice Television, so to come in the news. Police launched rescue operation for 39 kidnapped persons in Zamfara. On the international scene, World Health Organization alerts Ebola outbreak in Congo hits 500 cases. And on sports updates, Falcons defeat Senegal in second leg ahead of Women's Africa Cup of Nations. This morning will be coming to you after the short break.
Imagine say television, movies, news and entertainment dey your pocket just like that. Welcome to Free TV app. Now the #1 digital TV app for Nigeria. Free TV app get over 100 live TV channels, breaking news, sports, Nollywood movies, small pikin shows and plenty more inside one app. No decoder wahala, no plenty setup. Just download, open, begin the watch. To get the app, just search Free TV for Google Play Store or Free TV NG for Apple App Store, or scan the QR code for your screen. Registration will take you seconds. You fit use phone number, email, WhatsApp, Google or Apple ID. OTP even dey, so make your account stay safe. For inside the app, the live TV section get over 100 licensed channels with program guide, pause, rewind and catch up. Free TV no be ordinary app. Na digital revolution. Download Free TV today.
Welcome back from that short break, and now the news continues. Zamfara State Police Command has initiated effort to rescue 30 persons abducted by bandits in the Magamindidi area of Maradun local government area. Spokesperson of the command, DSP Yazid Abakar Gusau, disclosed this in a statement in Gusau, the state's capital. He also added that a report received from the Divisional Police Officer, Maradun Division, indicated that on June 8, 2026, a letter was submitted by the district head of Magamindidi, reporting a mass kidnapping incident that occurred on June 7, 2026. According to reports, a group of 47 villagers of Magamindidi mobilized themselves and proceeded to Fadama forest within the Magamindidi axis to meet the parents of a notorious bandit leader identified as Jimo Smoli in an apparent effort aimed at reconciliation and peaceful engagement. However, while the meeting was ongoing, the bandit Payne allegedly arrived at the location with members of his gang and abducted 39 members of the group to an unknown destination. The command, however, assures residents that every effort is being made to ensure the victims are rescued unharmed and the perpetrators are brought to justice. Nigeria is considering retaliatory measures following xenophobic attacks on Nigerians in South Africa that has necessitated perpetration of those that wish to return home. Meanwhile, the federal government said the repatriation flight for Nigerians scheduled to begin today was delayed because of the documentation and screening in cooperation with South African authorities. The screening exercise for over 1,000 Nigerian citizens in South Africa that began last Thursday was to conclude on Saturday, with the repatriation flight scheduled for today. However, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Bianca Oduku, while speaking with State House correspondents at the presidential villa in Abuja, said arrangements to evacuate Nigerian citizens who want to return are being finalized. Still on the news, Kebbi State government has approved the extension of the mandatory retirement age for medical and veterinary doctors in the state civil service. Under the new policy, the retirement age for these professionals has increased from 60 to 65 years, while the length of service has been extended from 35 to 40 years. Whichever comes first. The landmark decision was reached during the State Executive Council presided by Governor Nasir Idris at the Government House in Birnin Kebbi. Commissioner for Establishment, Pension and Training, Awal Manu Dupondi, disclosed these to reporters in Birnin Kebbi. He also noted that the previous public service retirement policy, which mandated retirement age at 60 years, had led to the premature loss of highly skilled specialists, surgeons and consultants who are often at the peak of their clinical experience between the ages of 55 and 65. The commissioner also explained that the strategic interventions forms part of the state government's proactive measures to address persistent challenges in the health sector, including acute doctor shortages, the continued brand drain of medical professionals, and workforce gaps resulting from retirements. Joint Health Sector Unions DOHESU has threatened of a possible fresh strike action over the federal government's failure to implement the long-awaited adjustment of the consolidated health salary structure. National Chairman of the Union and President of Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria, Kabiru Minjibur, disclosed this in an interview with journalists on the sidelines of the 114th International Labour Conference in Geneva, Switzerland. He also explained that a resolved salary adjustment had remained a major concern for health workers for more than a decade, despite several engagements with the government. According to Minjibur, the issue stems from a provision contained in the salary structures introduced for medical doctors and other health professionals in 2016. The union leader, however, recalled that DOHESU embarked on an industrial action last year over the matter and subsequently entered negotiations with the federal government. Moving to the foreign scene, World Health Organization WHO in its situation report says a fast-moving Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of the Congo has crossed into Uganda, with infections in the region now exceeding 500 confirmed cases. The WHO decried the outbreak caused by the Bundibugyo virus, a rare and severe form of Ebola disease, has resulted in 534 confirmed cases and 93 deaths across the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda as of June 6, 2026. The World Health Body also said the situation reflects ongoing transmission in eastern Congo alongside cross-border spread driven by population movement and exposure in healthcare settings. The Democratic Republic of the Congo remains the epicenter of transmission, accounting for 515 confirmed cases and 91 deaths. Uganda has recorded 19 confirmed cases, including 2 deaths and 1 probable fatal case, all linked epidemiologically to importation from Eastern Congo or secondary transmission among contacts. The WHO, however, warned that the spread across multiple health signals sustained and geographically expanding transmission. Finally, to the sporting scene, Super Falcons continued their remarkable preparations for the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON with a 3-0 victory over Senegal in the second international friendly at the Remo Star Stadium in Ikene. Just this after securing a 2-1 win in the first meeting, the 9-time African champions completed a dominant double-header against the Teranga Lionesses, finishing with a 5-1 aggregate score across both matches after a goalless first half in which Nigeria controlled possession and created the better opportunities. The breakthrough finally arrived 4 minutes into the second period. The result follows Friday's 2-1 victory in the first friendly and further underlines the Super Falcons' readiness ahead of WAFCON 2026 in Morocco. In another development, Star Times Nigeria has announced comprehensive live coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026, bringing all 104 matches of football's biggest tournament to viewers across the country from June 11 to July 19, 2026. Star Times Nigeria Marketing Director Oke Omuroho said the company's goal is to ensure that every Nigerian football fan can enjoy the tournament regardless of location or income level. On a sad note, the death of Ahmad Lawal has been announced by his family. Lawal, who was the first State's immediate past head of service, died after a brief illness. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on his soul and departed Muslim. Finally, on the news, the top stories again. President Tinubu has on fight against terrorism and other criminalities threatening Nigeria's security. INEC dismisses media claims of issuing access code to parties for uploading particulars. Police launched rescue operation for 39 kidnapped persons in Zamfara State. On the international scene, World Health Organization alerts Ebola outbreak in Congo hits 500 cases. And on sports update, Falcons beat Senegal in second leg ahead of Women's Africa Cup of Nations. That's Standard Voice Television Global News for today. On behalf of the production crew led by Ilya Adamu Auta, I am Hamida Mohammed Idris. Thank you for investing your time and seeing with the news.